Morning, New Doxa. Such a privilege to spend time with you. And we are talking this morning about biblical characters, and I'm speaking to you about one of my favorites, Peter. He was a fisherman, and the brother of Andrew, one of the first disciples of Christ. But he was an impulsive character. We see it in the way he acts. Jesus comes to them walking on the water when they were in a storm on a boat, and everybody is screaming, "Ghost, ghost." Peter is screaming, "Lord, if it's you, let me come to you." And just like that, he's out of the boat on the water, and then he starts to think, this is dangerous, and he sinks. When they come to arrest Jesus, again you see his impulsivity. He's the one that gets a sword out and chop off the ear of the nearest guy. That's Peter. He was always leaning towards action. And I think that's what made him also a leader in the first church. And may we also always lead in the direction of action. He was also somebody that spoke easily and quickly. Many times before he was thinking. Jesus talks about the fact that he needs to go to the cross. He's the one that takes Jesus aside and says, "Lord, that will never happen." When Jesus spoke to Peter and said, "You will confess that you don't know me," he said, "Lord, that will never happen." He was a guy that many times spoke before he thought what he was saying. But you know what? Jesus used that. When the Holy Spirit was poured out, he was the guy that stood up and delivered the first sermon, and 3,000 people gave their lives to Christ. An awesome character. But I truly believe that the greatest moment in the life of Peter, you find in John chapter 21. That was after he said that he didn't know Christ. That was a point in his life where he was so aware of the fact that he was not worthy. And then Jesus asked a question 3 times. "Peter, do you love me?" Then I learned one of the most important things about Christ and about Peter. Jesus is not so concerned about our mistakes. He's not so concerned about our abilities and our talents. Jesus is interested in one thing and one thing only. Do you love him? I want to leave that with you. Let's follow Peter. He said, "Lord, you know that I love you." Let's love God and love Christ with all our heart today. God bless you and enjoy your day. Amen.